Living a life of financial stress is not always a result of low income. More often, it is a result of habits that silently erode wealth over time. In 2025, information about money is everywhere, yet many still fall into the same traps. The path to freedom is not in earning more. It is in cutting out the habits that keep you stuck. Today we will explore 7 financial habits that keep people poor, and how to replace them with practices that build wealth. Number 1. Ignoring a written budget is the fastest route to chaos. Most people receive their income and spend without a plan. They pay the obvious bills, buy what they need in the moment, and hope something remains at the end of the month. But hope is not a strategy. A written budget gives direction. It allocates every rupee to a purpose: essentials, savings, investments, and even controlled enjoyment. Without this map, money flows like water through a sieve. Bills get paid but goals remain out of reach. Emergencies force new debts. Dreams get postponed indefinitely. A budget does not restrict freedom. It creates it. By knowing exactly where every rupee goes, you build confidence. You see opportunities to trim waste. You begin to control your money instead of it controlling you. The wealthy rely on zero-based or envelope budgeting to maintain clarity. They adjust allocations each month as income shifts. They track spending religiously, and that discipline turns a paycheck into a foundation for growth. If you have never written down a budget and stuck to it, you are surrendering your financial future to chance. Start today. List every expense. Assign each rupee a job. Review weekly. Adjust as needed. This habit alone can transform financial chaos into sustainable progress. Number 2. Living paycheck to paycheck trains you to be vulnerable. Living paycheck to paycheck is not just a sign of low savings. It is a lifestyle choice that increases stress and limits options. Without a buffer, every emergency becomes a crisis. A medical bill, a car repair, or even a special occasion forces you to borrow or raid savings meant for other goals. Interest payments mount. Peace of mind vanishes. Building an emergency fund equivalent to 3 to 6 months of expenses is the remedy. This fund is not for investments or splurges. It is a shock absorber for life's inevitable surprises. Contributing even a small amount each month creates a growing reserve. Over time, the fund becomes large enough to replace the need for high-interest loans or credit card debt in critical moments. People who break free from the paycheck cycle do so by automating savings. They treat the emergency fund like a recurring bill. When the account reaches its goal, they repurpose the same automation to build investing capital. The result is not only financial stability but freedom to make choices based on opportunity rather than necessity. Number 3. Impulse purchasing steals wealth gradually. Impulse purchasing is buying on a whim without considering the long-term impact. It may feel harmless to spend a few hundred rupees on a gadget or a meal out, but when these purchases occur weekly or even daily, the total cost becomes staggering. Worse yet, the joy from these buys fades quickly, leaving only regret and depleted resources. Controlled enjoyment is a far better approach. Allocate a modest discretionary spending category in your budget. When you feel the urge to buy on impulse, check the remaining balance in that category. If the money is available, proceed. If not, postpone. Often the desire disappears with time. Recording every impulse is also enlightening. Keep a small notebook or a digital note of every unplanned expense. Review weekly. You may be amazed at how much you end up spending on fleeting satisfaction. Replace impulse with intention. Use the same funds for experiences that bring lasting value, learning a skill, traveling affordably, or gifting to a cause. The habit of mindful spending protects your wealth and cultivates genuine happiness. Number 4. High-interest debt becomes a wealth-destroying anchor. Debt is not inherently bad. Strategic borrowing for education or investment can pay dividends. But high-interest consumer debt, credit cards, payday loans, personal loans, acts as an anchor on anyone's finances. Interest rates of 20% or more can consume a large portion of your income for years, with the principal barely moving. The solution is ruthless. List every debt from highest interest rate to lowest. Devote as much surplus cash as possible to the highest interest balance while maintaining minimum payments elsewhere. This is known as the avalanche method. Alternatively, the snowball method targets the smallest balances first for psychological momentum. Either approach works if you commit fully. Once the high-interest debts are eliminated, redirect the cash flow that once serviced those debts toward investments and savings. The numbers add up quickly. What once drained your wallet now propels you forward. Freeing yourself from costly debt is one of the fastest ways to break out of poverty thinking and into wealth building. Number 5. Relying on a single income source limits growth. Most people rely solely on their salary. While employment is a reliable foundation, it is not enough for true financial freedom. A single pay stream leaves you vulnerable to job loss, economic shifts, or changing career desires. Wealthy individuals understand the power of multiple income streams. This does not require starting 10 side businesses. Begin with one additional stream: investment dividends, rental income, freelancing services, or a small online venture. Automate income sources where possible. Set up dividend reinvestment plans or publish digital products that sell without daily effort. Each new stream takes time to establish, but even a modest supplementary income provides resilience. It accelerates debt payoff and savings growth. It offers flexibility to pursue full-time entrepreneurship if desired, and it trains you to think like an owner instead of just an employee. Diversifying income is a habit the poor avoid out of fear and the wealthy embrace out of necessity. Number 6. Ignoring the power of compound growth is costly. Compound growth is often called the eighth wonder of the world. It is the process where returns earn returns over time. The earlier you start saving or investing, the more time your money has to compound. Yet many delay investing until they have a large balance. This mindset costs dearly. For example, investing 1,000 rupees monthly at an average annual return of 8% grows to over 4 lakh rupees in 20 years. Waiting even just 5 years to start cuts thousands off the final total. Time is the ultimate advantage for beginners. Small amounts compound into large sums, rewarding patience and consistency. To benefit from this, automate investments immediately. Set up recurring transfers to index funds, retirement accounts, or diversified portfolios. Treat investment money as untouchable, reserved for long-term growth. The habit of investing first and living on the remainder unlocks the highest wealth-building potential available to anyone, regardless of salary level. Number 7. Comparing yourself to others fuels financial despair. In the age of social media, it is easy to measure your worth by other people's highlight reels. You see lavish vacations, new cars, and luxury purchases and feel pressure to keep up. This leads to overspending, poor decisions, and chronic dissatisfaction. The habit of comparison steals both money and joy. True financial progress happens when you focus inward, aligning spending with personal values and long-term goals. Instead of mimicking peers, set your own benchmarks. Celebrate small victories, debt milestones, savings targets, investment growth. Recognize that wealth is not a popularity contest. It is a personal journey. Adopting a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity eliminates the need to compare. You become grateful for what you have and excited about what you are building. This shift transforms anxiety into motivation. And motivation, when paired with disciplined action, becomes the engine that drives you out of poverty cycling and into lasting prosperity. And if you are ready to discover real success stories and actionable ideas, the next video is just for you. Top 5 Side Hustles That Made People Rich in 2025. It will show you how ordinary individuals used creativity, consistency, and courage to build extraordinary results. Watch next. Your leap into abundance starts here.